Should I propose or walk away after 10 years? Well, this particular email is from a guy who lives in Germany, and he's been with his girlfriend for about 10 years, and about half their relationship, they've been long distance, and so he's getting to the point where he's about ready to propose and was thinking about it. She's like, hey, what's your plan? And so, whatever reason, he ends up going through some of her WhatsApp conversations, and between her and some other dude, I guess she's working in Spain, and it's like, I guess a guy she met through work. And so what's been going on is like no mention that she's got a boyfriend, and in the text exchange it's pretty clear the guy was most of the texts are innocuous, not a big deal, but some of them he was making his intentions clear that he was interested in her romantically, and no mention, say, hey, I got a boyfriend. She didn't do any of that. Which, if a woman values loyalty, monogamy, and exclusivity, she's not going to be in a relationship with a dude for 10 years, expecting him to propose, and then giving some random dude the green light to try to get in her pants. And on top of that, she was saying that she's definitely going to visit this guy the next time she's in his area, I guess. So now he's like, do I walk away? Should I propose? And you feel for this guy because he dedicated 10 years of his life, but then again, he's been long distance for half of that time. So on some level, that shows me she's not completely head over heels in love with him, because if a girl's head over heels in love with you, she's not going to want to work in another country. She's going to want to be with you 24/7. That's just a fact of life. So even though he's been following me for that long, it's pretty clear from her actions and her behavior, they spend so much time apart. It's just real hard to have closeness and intimacy when somebody is in another country. And I don't know how often they see each other, but 10 years with somebody and half the time they're back and forth, that's a tough situation. It just looks like she's, keeping her options open in case he doesn't propose. She's going to give this other guy the opportunity to date. It's like, if you're thinking about committing to somebody and you think about the way the divorce laws are, it's like, and you have to give up half your stuff, it's like, that's so much downside risk. It's just not worth it, especially for somebody that's long distance. Again, it's like, why wasn't she working in Germany along with him? Why does she have to work in Spain? If she really truly loved her man, she'd want to be with him 24/7. So he says, hi, Coach Corey. My name is Bob, and I've been following you since 2015. And I bought your book back then, and I've read 3% Man at least 15 times, and I regularly listen to the audiobook as a refresher. And you're right, the more you go through the material, the clearer the fundamentals become, and the easier it is to see them play out in real life. With this email, I hope other readers can learn something from my situation too. I live in Germany, and my question is about a 10-year relationship with my girlfriend, with about half the time being long distance. So I would assume that maybe the first few years she was there, because I did a video newsletter a few weeks ago. If a woman wants to move away and you've been together for a couple of years for a job and it's on the other end of the country or in another country, that it's pretty obvious that she's not thinking about a future with the two of you in the same city. And so if she moved away for work 5 years ago and they've been back and forth, it's like she's moving further away instead of closer together. Because again, a girl who's truly head over heels in love with you is not going to want to go work in another country, even if it pays her 2 or 3 times what she makes now, because she's going to want to be with her man. That's just a fact. Women vote with their feet. If they're with you, they voted for you. If they want to go move to another country and work there for 5 years, it's not a good thing. You're moving, instead of moving closer together, you're moving further apart. And on top of that, they've been together 10 years, and he's never got around to proposing. So he says, I live in Germany. My question is about a 10-year relationship with my girlfriend, with about half the time being long distance. Recently, I discovered WhatsApp conversations between my girlfriend, who has been working in Spain for a year, and another man she met through work. So maybe she hasn't been in Spain the whole time. She's just been in Spain for a year. Maybe she's worked in other countries. And so this just gives you insight on how does she behave when she's away from you. If a girl's truly committed, she's going to shut that shit down immediately. She's not going to want to hang out one-on-one and do group things, because that's obviously what you'll see here in a second that she's been doing. It's just not the actions of a woman that's fully committed to the relationship. He says, recently I discovered the WhatsApp conversations between my girlfriend, who's been working in Spain for a year, and another man she met through work. Most of it seemed social and light, but she did meet him several times in groups, and once even one-on-one when he gave her a gift. So dude's buying her gifts. It's like, come on. She should have said, I can't accept this, I have a boyfriend. But she didn't do that. She's like, oh, thank you. After giving her the gift, he showed romantic interest in his messages. So he clearly doesn't have a lot of game, but she likes the attention, and he's there. She sees him all the time, I guess, through work. She never mentioned in the messages that she has a boyfriend, and I only know this because I read the messages. She never told me about this encounter. Of course she didn't. Although the frequency has dropped, she still occasionally replies to him. Most recently, she sent him a long audio message where she said she should have visited him at his work, that her other job was not an excuse, and that she really should have come by. So the guy was probably saying to come visit her, and she didn't. But at the end of the day, she's apologizing to him for that, instead of just saying, well, it's not appropriate, I have a boyfriend of 10 years. No mention of that. She then told him she would visit her family in Germany for 2 weeks and maybe have time to meet when she comes back to Spain. She didn't mention anything about visiting me. Again, no mention of the boyfriend. A loyal woman would say, this is not appropriate, I can't. The hardest part is that sometimes I catch myself rationalizing that this is normal, but deep down it gnaws at me because I know it's not what I expect in an exclusive relationship. Meanwhile, I had been preparing to propose. Well, I would definitely be reconsidering that. She's waiting on me and keeps asking about my plan. On one hand, we share a decade of history and a deep bond. And the other thing is, what's going to happen if you guys get married? Is she going to continue working in Spain? Okay, because again, she's never mentioned this other guy at all, probably. And so, what? You're gonna work. You're gonna live long distance with your wife. How are you gonna have kids and a family? Who's gonna take the kids to school? Like, how's that gonna work? On one hand, we share a decade of history and a deep bond. Well, obviously, your bond is not as strong as you thought it was, because look how she's behaving when she's away. This is so telling. How does a woman behave when she's away from you? Is she defending you to people that talk shit about you? Is she proud of you? Does she let the world know about her boyfriend? Women that are happy are constantly, my boyfriend this, my boyfriend that. They're always talking about him. That's the most important person in their life. But when there's no mention of him, well, obviously he's not that important. That's just a fact. We have to look at a woman's actions, not what she says. On the other hand, her lack of emotional boundaries makes me question whether she truly understands exclusivity or this is simply her nature and always will be. Well, it looks like it's her nature. I mean, she made a commitment, but in her mind, she hasn't told you about this guy. So it's pretty clear she's like, it looks like she's hedging her bets and maintaining some kind of a relationship, even if it's only platonic at this point. This guy's made his interest known. He's bought her a gift. And she's entertaining it. That's the whole issue here. Buying a gift for somebody you're not dating and then asking to be romantic with them, it's like he doesn't have much game anyways. And so if you dump her and she goes and starts dating this guy, he'll probably fuck it up anyways. And then she'll come back a few months later crying about how she screwed up and lost the love of her life. But damage is done. Again, this is... You're vetting for character. You're going to spend your life with somebody that does this? I think I got a separate email from him. I think he said he's 37 and she's 30. So they've been dating since she was 20 years old, and this is how she's going to behave? And then, again, the other thing is you got to look at, the glaring thing is half their relationship she's been in Spain. So in some way, she's kind of been straddling the fence. She's not 100% in. For whatever reason, good for her career, money. Again, if you're building a relationship with somebody, you're going to stay in the same city, in the same country. You're just not going to go, oh, I have to work in Spain or wherever she happens to work. Because again, if you were super important to her, she would be where you are. And she's not. So that tells us on some level she's not 100% committed. Again, we just look at her actions. Where is she? She's in Spain. She's not in Germany. I mean, she started out in Germany and then moved to Spain. Again, she's moving further away instead of closer together. How should I handle this? Should I pull back, observe, and let her prove through her actions that she's all in? Well, we can't look at that and say she's all in. Anybody watching this video is going to be like, she ain't all in, dude. She's given another guy the green light to hit on her and seduce her, and now she feels guilty about not meeting him the last time, and is going out of her way to say, oh yeah, when I'm back in town, I'll definitely meet you. So what happens then? And again, she still had no mention of her boyfriend. She hasn't told her boyfriend this either. Or am I wasting my time with someone whose lack of boundaries means I'll always be questioning her loyalty? Well, again, it's like, why would you consider proposing to a woman who lives in another country anyways? It's like, have you even talked about it? Is she going to come back home to Germany? And where to end things because of her behavior? What would be the best way to do so without losing my masculine frame or attractiveness? Well, the next time she brings up, wait, what's your plan? I would just share these things with her. It was like, well, why don't you tell me about this guy, Bob, I don't know, whatever his name is, that you've been corresponding with, who's expressed his romantic interest in you. And it doesn't appear you've mentioned that you have a boyfriend, and the fact that you're telling him that next time you're in town, you're going to visit him is like, what's up with that? It's like, you want me to propose to you, and you're carrying on some kind of relationship with some other guy? It's like, that's just, makes me call into question the last 5 years we've been long distance. What are you doing when I'm not around? I'm loyal to you. I have people, if girls come on to me, I'm like, I have a girlfriend. It's like, what are you doing? You don't even mention your boyfriend at all. It's like you don't have one. It's like you like the attention from him. It's like, why would I want to marry you if you're behaving this way? I mean, you didn't shut that shit down once. On top of that, you're reaching out telling the dude you're going to come visit him. It's like, I mean, how can you with a straight face say, what's my plan for marriage in the future, when you're inviting attention from other guys? It's like, why would I want to marry someone who behaves this way? Like, especially with the divorce laws. It's like, I got to give up half my shit if you end up screwing around on me. And again, the other thing is, like, what's going to happen after you supposedly propose? Is she going to move back to Germany? Or does she expect to stay in Spain and work around the world or all over Europe, whatever she happens to be doing for the past 5 years? Again, I just look at, where is she? She's not with you. She's living in another country, continuously living in another country. So, I mean, if it was me, if I was in your situation, I mean, I wouldn't have been in your situation. As soon as the girl wanted to move away, I'm like, nah, I'm not doing long distance. If it's going to make you more money and that's more important than our relationship, then go make your money and I'll find somebody else. That should have been your attitude back then. Maybe she says, oh, it'll just be for a year. That's like the video newsletter I did last week or the week before. Woman's like, oh, she's going to move away for a year. It'd just be a year because it's good for my career, and then I'm going to move back. And even a few months before she was supposed to move back, she was like, well, he says, well, what happens if they want to keep you there, or they don't want you moving back to, I think he was in the UK, if I remember right. And she's like, well, then I would quit. I wouldn't work there anymore. And then right as the date got there, she's like, she broke up with him. So again, women vote with their feet. If they're with you, they voted for you. If they're in another country and have been, or other countries and they have been for 5 years, it's like, that tells you all you need to know. And then on top of this, this is a deal breaker. You don't commit to a woman who behaves like this and put a ring on their finger. This is somebody that's not all in. That's pretty obvious. And you talking to her, all she's going to do is cover it up, but this is her nature. A decade with this woman, and this is how she treats you? I mean, she's totally betraying you. I wouldn't trust her as far as I could throw her. I certainly wouldn't put a ring on her finger. Not with that behavior. It's like you know everything you need to know about what her character is like. Character's destiny. So this is how she carries on. And if she tries to go, oh, well, I didn't know if you were going to propose or not, or we're going to break up. It's like, she moved away for a job. You didn't. She left. I assume that's what happened, but She's been in Spain for a year, so that implies that she's been in other countries. But the bottom line is she's away from you. She's not moving closer, she's moving away. If she's moving away, I mean, you can keep dating her, but it looks like she might be dating other people. And what else has gone on in the last 5 years that you don't know about? Have there been other guys that she actually dated and hooked up with while she was in country with them? And then when she moved away, that affair stopped? It's like, you just don't know. So, I mean, it sucks, dude, but if it was me, I wouldn't be putting no ring on that girl's finger. And I would just, matter of factly, get her to explain herself. It's like, next time she brings up, when are you going to propose? What's your plan? I was like, well, what's with this guy Bob in Spain that you're going to go visit who's expressing romantic interest and there's no mention? It doesn't seem like you've ever told him you have a boyfriend. And if you're going to go meet him one-on-one, why would I want to marry you? It's like, it looks like you're willing to go on dates with other guys behind my back. Oh, it's not like that. You don't understand. You're being controlling. It's like, no, it's just called loyalty. You made a commitment to me. I made a commitment to you. I've been honoring mine. I'm not hanging out with that. What would you think if I went and had dinner one-on-one with my hot secretary? Would you like that? And I didn't tell you about it, and she comes on to me and tries to kiss me? How are you going to feel about that? You're okay with that? It's like, come on. You must think I'm fucking stupid. So if you got a question or a challenge and you'd like to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the coaching tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. And if you haven't already signed up for our exclusive premium members only content in the video description of this video, there are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify or our website, understandingrelationships.com. Just click the plans tab when you get there, and you can do a 7-day free trial on the website to check out what content you get for your money. And if you choose an annual plan, you can get a 25% discount at the end of the 7-day free trial period. So until next time,